Between Buechele, Joe Brady, and Josh Allen.
Yeah, as this offense breaks the huddle, there's a lot of guys out there who really do feel like this is their Super Bowl right now. They got to play well, and they're going to give it everything they've got.
On first down, Frank Gore Jr. trying the right side and tripped up in the backfield by the veteran.
A lot of snaps tonight.
Second down and 9. Quick pass. There's Hardman again. And Hardman is hit hard at the 28-yard line by Robert Spears Jennings. It brings up third down.
In this offense, Buechele and so did Kyle Allen last week. Both quarterbacks played really well, but Buechele's going to take every single snap tonight, get him a chance to get into a real rhythm, get into a play calling mode, and it'll be interesting to see if Josh Allen does get a chance to call plays. Is he going to give Shane Buechele some plays that Shane likes, or is he going to give him plays that Josh likes? That's an interesting question.
Third down and 7. Buechele in the shotgun. Pressure coming off the edge by Sawyer. Buechele lets it rip, and he's got a first down completion to Sherfield. That's his team-leading 7th catch of the preseason, a gain of 11.
Tough catch by Sherfield. Buechele gets it out there. He looked like he threw this a little bit off his back foot. Saw some guys getting into his face right here. Didn't really, and the ball wobbles a little bit, but Sherfield pulls it in. Really crisp route. And that's how you convert a third down. That's a nice way to start the drive and to keep it going.
Sherfield now in his 9th year out of Vanderbilt. High snap. Buechele looking left, has a wide open Macklin, and he runs out of bounds with a first down. Jamori Macklin had the 71-yard touchdown a week ago against the Browns. This one goes for 13.
One of the things I've noticed about this preseason with Joe Brady calling the plays, they are not just running vanilla offenses. They're running some pretty a little higher level. It's some flooded zones. It's some other things that you're seeing from Joe Brady, and it does give his quarterbacks and some of these young players a chance to show what they really can do.
Play action. Buechele rolling right. Chaston will throw it away. Applying the pressure was Robert Spears Jennings, the rookie safety out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, this play was well defended. Buechele does the right thing here and throws it away, and he does it early enough as well. He did take a hit, but you get so used to guys in this uniform, number 17 out here. He stiff arms this DB and keeps pulling out to round the corner, and he still extends the play. Buechele doesn't have that option. He's not able to outrun people like Josh can. He's got to throw that away, and it was the right move.
Frank Gore Jr., the running back, and another play action fake. Buechele looking deep down the field for Bell, and it's incomplete.
He missed him.
Skylar Bell had some separation, but they could not connect.
Yeah, that's on Buechele. This one is Bell is in the exact right spot.
Johnson injured his groin at practice earlier in August and said when he returned to practice this past Monday, he felt like a kid in a candy store, and Joe Brady wants to get Skylar Bell some reps tonight. They miss an opportunity there. Play clock down to 2 on 3rd and 10. Buechele throwing left. He's got another first down. And still on his feet is Kaleki Latu. Couple extra yards for the first-year tight end out of Washington. And the Bills move the chains again.
The Steelers are going to bring the throw perfectly executed on every aspect.
A 13-yard pickup on first down. Bills go back to the ground with Frank Gore Jr. It was Ben Van Sumeren, the fullback, who was trying to lead the way. That's an interesting one, Steve. The Bills did cut Jackson Aker, the second fullback on the roster. So you think, okay, Ben Van Sumeren will be the guy. But that's if there's a guy. The fullback is certainly a position across the NFL where each team will go about it differently.
It's not a given. And don't forget, the Bills did let
Reggie Gilliam
walk this offseason, so I don't know how committed they are to the position.
Buechele back to the air, fires a strike over the middle, and he's got Bell. And Bell still going inside the 15. That's what Bills fans want to see. Skylar Bell.
You don't want him to go out there and pop something else, right? He's been waiting for this chance. I like the fact they're giving him a chance to get the ball in his hands early, get him acclimated, and so he can calm down as the game wears on.
It's a pitch to Gore, trying the left side. Good job by the Steelers to push back. A Landon Roberts again, along with Gabriel Rubio. making the tackle.
Yeah, Steelers held the line of scrimmage and strung this play out. Gore had no place to run. Just get what you can get. That was actually a loss of a half a yard on that. That was well defended. The Steelers doing a nice job up front at the line of scrimmage. They're doing a nice job against the run game here in the early going. Their pass rush has not been able to find Buechele as yet.
Ian Wheeler now into the game at running back. Buechele gets it out quickly, juggled and dropped by McCole Hardman. And he's going to want that one back as he tries to make this roster.
Yeah, he was going to catch and pivot and started to catch and pivot before and just couldn't bring the thing in. He was thinking about 3 different things.
3rd down and 11. Good looking opening drive for Buechele, trying to keep it going here. Taking a shot in the end zone, looking for Bell, and it's incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Brandon Eccles, the former Jet. And on 4th down, Tyler Bass will come out to attempt a field goal, and it's the rookie punter Tommy Doman who will hold. That remains, as Joe Brady and Brandon Beane told us, an open competition. Doman gets it down. Bass knocks it through. And Tyler Bass now 5 out of 6 kicking field goals this preseason. Howard, and he's got the completion, and Caleb Elarms-Orr is right there for Buffalo. Pass was caught by Riley Nowakowski. As we take a look at our players to watch, brought to you by Colada Health, the official healthcare provider of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, these 2 guys, Max Hairston and Michael Hoyt, both getting some reps tonight. Hoyt, obviously a guy who is looked at to be a huge contributor this year, as is Maxwell Hairston. But both those guys, Max coming off a little bit of an injury of late, Hoyt coming off a ruptured Achilles, wants to play in this game, and they'll probably have to let him play for a little bit, but they'll sit on him later on.
Steelers just run it on 3rd down up the middle, and they're going to be a couple of yards shy of a first. And on the carry was Lou Nichols, the 2nd-year running back out of Central Michigan, and out comes the punt team from Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh.
3rd and long is something the Bills fans have really been sensitive to. They were vulnerable on 3rd and long last year as a defense, could not get off the field consistently, and that's been something that guy there, Jimmy Leonard, the new defensive coordinator, he is really working hard at getting his mind around and getting his troops to rally to the ball. On that, a running play, you should stop it.
Joe Brady wanted to see Ray Davis return punts at night. He's done it during the day, and that's why he had him back there.
And that is why. And that is not a live.
The rookie 2nd rounder out of Alabama puts Pittsburgh on the board.
They got caught one-on-one, a ton of space with Max Hairston. Hairston just can't get him on the ground. This ball's going to come out wide. It's just the 2 of them. You see how much space there is. Great job by the rookie to get Max Hairston off of him and then get to the corner of the end zone.
Bernard wearing the Guardian cap. He said he plans to wear it the entire season. His 5th catch of the preseason, and off the turnover, Pittsburgh takes advantage. Here's Boswell for the extra point, and it is good. So back-to-back catastrophic plays for the Bills as Davis cannot field the punt. Hairston misses the tackle, and Bernard takes it in for 6. Of course, they won't debut that until week 1 in Houston, as Hardman with the return out to the 33-yard line.
There's a good return there. And we'll see if the Bills offense can get this back going. They had a nice drive to open the game, and then that unfortunate sequence they just had, 2 plays in a row, a muffed punt on the turnover inside the 10 or inside the 15, and then a quick catch and pass and catch and a touchdown for the Steelers. And just like that, it's a tie ball game again as Shane Buechele comes back out on the field with the offense.
And now it is stopped dead, and one of the Steelers is walking off the field.
Yep, the observer might have caught somebody stumbling a little bit out after the kickoff coverage. They're walking him right off the field. Now he was a 12th guy on. They had 12 guys on the field, and he was not supposed to be out there. Yeah, that's Ben Skoranek.
Heading right off.
Yeah.
With 7:03 to go in the first. Bouchel on first down, hands it to Frank Gore Jr. He's got some room around the outside. Flags are down in the play. Gore Jr. picks up 13, but let's see if this one's coming back.
Yeah, they're going to get him on a whole lot of flags flew on that one.
Holding offense number 89. It's a
And they called on
spot of the foul. Replay.
89. Does that give you flashbacks, Steve?
A little bit.
Stephen Gosnell called for it. There's Alec Anderson, and Joe Brady did confirm with our crew that Alec Anderson has won the starting left guard job. That was a competition all summer long, along with Austin Corbett. Brady telling us that they like the physicality level that Anderson brought this summer. But he said, look, both of them played well, and I love our interior depth with not only Corbett now as a backup, but Lloyd Cushenberry at center and guard. Cushenberry has filled in all summer for the injured Connor McGovern. As that pass is held onto by Gore Jr., but Cole Holcomb was all over him.
Yeah, they sniffed that play out. Before the snap. Holcomb was all over Gore. It's a good thing Gore might have been better off just batting it to the ground. You see him, Holcomb just runs straight at Gore. Obviously man coverage, he just covered him up. Great job by Holcomb there. Read that play and reacted.
Second down and 25. Bouchel again in the shotgun. And that's Skylar Bell who goes in motion. Bouchel gets rid of it. Another tough catch made by Gore Jr. And he's thrown down right away on the play by Carson Bruner.
Yeah. Early on, you can tell the modus operandi for Shane Bouchel. The ball has to come out. The Steelers are collapsing the pocket. Nobody's running free in on him, but the pocket is getting in around his legs and his body. You see there, he tried to, like throwing it out of a bush, trying to get away from the branches. Tough throw and a tough catch as a result.
Third down and 22. Bouchel in trouble, and down he goes. Sent to the turf by a Buffalo native, Kevin Jobity, who played at Maryvale High School in Cheektowaga and played his collegiate football at Syracuse.
Yeah, just stays after, working on Chase Lunt, just bull rushes and then spins in and goes low. And Lunt playing guard here. Just can't hold him off. Bouchel had it in his mind he was going to break out, break contain, and try and run. But Jobity does a nice job getting him on the ground.
And this is Mitch Wisnowski punting for the Bills. Takes a Buffalo hop, fielded by Weegin at the 35, gets away from Gosnell, and Weegin is then stopped at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, well covered by the Bills. 0 yards on the return, maybe a loss of a yard. Great coverage. Wisnowski got the bounce on the punt. It turns out for the best.
In Cleveland, they have not been as crisp as we've seen all summer so far tonight. On 2nd and 3, and it's a first down run. It was TJ Parker making the tackle. Geno Stone, the 7th-year safety in his first year with Buffalo. Now, Steve, do you have any concerns from a Bills perspective about the injuries in the secondary in terms of Cole Bishop and C.J. Gardner-Johnson have not had a lot of time together this summer because both have been injured?
Not as much. Both those guys are veteran guys, and they've been around the block once in the NFL at least with Cole Bishop. Gardner-Johnson more than once. So I think they will acclimate very quickly. Plus, just because they haven't been on the field together doesn't mean they haven't spoken and had conversations about how they would play on the field together. Watching film, they say, I would do this. What are you thinking here? They can get very...
Below general manager Brandon Beane will join us here in the broadcast booth as the Bills have to get down to 53 by Sunday at 6 p.m. Howard flings it out to Nichols. Down the sideline, now cuts it up, and a first down pickup for the running back Lou Nichols. Gain of 13 on the play.
Yeah, nice play by the Steelers. Bills struggling to rally to the football, getting to the edge as quickly as they did. You can see there Keontae Jenkins in at middle linebacker. Greg Gaines getting some reps inside, newly signed defensive tackle.
First and goal for Pittsburgh. Howard, the quarterback. Thrown in the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Bernard, and Toriano Pride had the coverage for the Bills defense. Showed you Jim Leonard down on the sideline today. He's varied that up. He was on the sideline week 1 of the preseason, and he was up in the box last week. Joe Brady told us he likes the sideline, but so he's down there tonight, but we'll revisit where he's going to be before week 1. That seems to be the really popular preseason topic. Which is he, up or down? Which coordinator is leaping for the end zone, and it's a touchdown for Lake McCree. The undrafted rookie tight end out of USC adds to Pittsburgh's lead.
Just a little bit of misdirection here as McCree comes across the formation. TJ Parker was going to take him on like he was a blocker, thinking it was a play action, which it was. And the fake got TJ Parker out of position, and that let McCree get to the edge and then dive in across the end zone. The misdirection got the Bills looking the wrong way, and that's all it took.
So the short punt proves costly for Buffalo as Boswell comes out to attempt the extra point again, and this one is good. 14-3 of the Buffalo Bills, and certainly an important job replacing Aaron Kromer, who was so well respected here in Buffalo, Steve.
Yeah, Pat Meyer has coached with Aaron Kromer. He was kind of a finger quotes disciple, and has the same coaching technique, same philosophy, and is very familiar with how Kromer did it. He's also obviously made a name for himself in his own right as a good offensive line coach, but he's taken over a group that has lost maybe, I think, 2-man games. One offensive lineman missing a game twice in the last 2 years. So it's a pretty solid group up front that he's working with.
Bill still evaluating that swing tackle position. That's something that is still to be decided on this roster as Wheeler takes the handoff and a hard run there. Jude Bowery, the 4th-round pick out of Boston College, suffered a left leg injury last week against Cleveland, so he's not out there today. And there's Bruno Fina. We met with his dad, John, the longtime Bills offensive lineman, last week in Cleveland. He joined us during the broadcast. And Bruno, yeah, he's playing center. He's played tackle. He's played guard. And they said, how about center? And he's out there right now as Cedric Van Pangranger has suffered an injury this week as well, as Wheeler to the outside turns it upfield, and it looks like he's got a Buffalo first down. Devin Boykin on the tackle.
Yeah, that hesitation move out there really served him well. Gave him a chance to get to the edge in the corner. Watch as he catches this, and then right there, cutting right back up inside behind Van Sumeren. Nice run by Wheeler.
Did not join the Bills until after the UFL season ended. So he did not have the spring off-season workouts. Joe Brady said he met him the day before training camp. And Joe Brady told us, as Wheeler gets another carry, that he's really been impressed by this running back from Howard.
Well, they're going to get tested tonight because they've got a patchwork offensive line. You got Bruno Fina, who's a tackle, playing center. You've got Chase Lunt, who's a tackle, playing guard. I mean, it is a makeshift group up there, and they're trying to do their best. And this the defensive line of the Steelers is having their way right now. So Ian Wheeler, as much as you want to break a long run, he's got his work cut out for him tonight.
Pressure coming, and Buechele is dropped.
There's more of that. They just absolutely brought the house, and there's nothing the offensive line could do.
It happens sometimes where kicker gets hurt in a game, so if something happens to T-Bass, it's always a plus when your punter can go in there and fill in as a kicker.
Yeah, and obviously you wouldn't want him to have to hit a 60-yarder from, to win the game, but
yeah,
to finish a game or to kick off and just get you out is what you're really talking about, because you get another punter for the next week if he can't go again. But also the holding for the extra points. It's an old adage, but the more you can do,
yep,
the better your chance of making the squad.
That's a big part of it, the holding and making sure there's chemistry between him and T-Bass, and that's one of the things we always take into consideration when we're looking at punters is, what kind of holder are they?
Well, that's a good punt right there by by Wisnowski, who was able to bounce back after the 19-yard punt he saw in the first quarter. So good hang time there, a 49-yard punt, and the Bills go back on defense. One thing that we mentioned on the air that Joe Brady confirmed yesterday was Alec Anderson winning the left guard battle with Austin Corbett. Joe said he loved the depth you have there now with Corbett and Cushenberry, but how'd you see that play out throughout the course of the summer?
I thought it's been a good battle. I mean, you want to get it settled in time. I didn't think it was a clear, one guy clearly ahead of the other, but Alex been here, did a great job. He and Dion and Connor have some continuity there, and Corbs he's a ready-made pro. He'll be ready as our sixth guy, and he can play multiple spots interior, either guard spot, or if we need him, he can go in there at center. So excited, as you said, Joe mentioned, to have the depth there.
There's your second-round pick, T.J. Parker, getting a hand on that. How about T.J. so far this summer?
Yeah, T.J.'s done a great job. He's just getting better and better, and he's learning. And one of the things that he's really done a great job is following Bradley Chubb. Wherever Chubb goes, he's right there. And it's been one of the great additions of Chubb as a player. He's obviously an excellent talent, but his leadership has been all unbelievable. You would think he's been here a number of years, just the way the guys have taken to him.
This has worked out well. Your second-round picks on back-to-back plays, making plays. That's Davison Igbinosun, the second-rounder out of Ohio State.
Yeah, he sees this and snaps and triggers right away. And we saw Max get stiff-armed and let the guy in the corner. Igbinosun, not so fast. He breaks down and does a really nice job getting a guy on the ground. It's a lot of space to have to defend against with one guy.
IGB is tough. You will never question that he stands up, even if he's going against DJ Moore. As talented as DJ is, he's never going to back down. And obviously, a great form tackle in space, as you said, Steve.
Well, he's from New Jersey, Brandon. You know those Jersey guys are tough, Igbinosun. How about on the other side of the football, Kyle Allen? He's not going to play tonight, yep. But he was 24 of 28 in the preseason. How about the job that Kyle did this summer?
Kyle, in my tenure here since we had Josh, I couldn't think of a backup quarterback that we've had some battles that put two good games together back to back the way he did, and I thought he played really good. He started TJ again.
Parker again.
He started a little slow the first week of camp, but he was just back into this offense. Was in Detroit last season, and so I think just kind of getting the feel of what receiving group he was going to be working with, and there's a calmness about Kyle that I think almost sometimes you're like, dude, are you breathing? Like he's just, but that's what you want, from your quarterback, from your leader, and so I think he did a great job. He didn't try and force things. He took what both defenses in Carolina and Cleveland gave him last week and the week before.
As we watch this defensive line working here in the run game, you see Michael Hoyt out there. It seemed to be such a spark last year when he got in. He was suspended, came in, really sparked, gave the front a real juice. And even tonight, playing with T.J. Parker, you see him and Parker out there together working. Mike Hoyt wanted to play in this game badly, didn't he?
He did. He's a football player. I mean, he's a warrior. This is an Ivy League dude that is as tough as nails. The intelligence that he adds to your football. I mean, he's another coach on the field out there, and I think you saw that last year in the game in Carolina and Kansas City before he suffered that injury. There we go.
Intercepted. It's DeMar Hamlin with his second interception of the preseason. Back-to-back games with a pick for DeMar, and the fans here at Highmark Stadium love it.
This guy gets counted out more than anybody, and he just shows up every time. Where the ball is, number 3's there.
Hang with us for one more segment, Brandon, as Hamlin gets the ball back for the offense. Interception for Damar Hamlin with new special teams coordinator Jeff Rogers on some of these decisions.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're looking at their line of scrimmage play, but as you get, to players 48 to 53, outside the kickers and the specialists themselves, that can be the difference. Sometimes you're choosing, this linebacker who may not be as good of a line of scrimmage player, but he's a heck of a four-phase player. This fifth, sixth wide receiver, what is their fourth down value? So that will definitely weigh in. And today's game, we're still, some of these jobs are still open, and we're paying attention.
Your numbers are what they are. I mean, you got to fit all the positions into the 53, but you got two position groups, and if you lump all the defensive backs together, it's like 10 of those, and maybe 10 offensive linemen or something like that. Then everybody else, it's like, okay, I can. You start to tinker with one or two spots, and those one or two spots sometimes make all the difference, right?
No, they do. You have your minimums at positions, but yeah, you say, hey, do you want to keep 9 O-linemen? Do you want to keep 10? Well, if you keep 10, you got to maybe take one less receiver or something. So there's always a give and a take but you want to try and keep the best football players you can, even if that means going heavy somewhere, because ultimately your depth is going to get tested, and so it's important to keep the best players that you can as long as you hit the minimums by position.
A couple of flags down on the field. One thing I wanted to talk with you about is Joe Brady. And we've talked with you at length this summer about Joe making the transition from offensive coordinator to head coach. We told the story earlier in the summer about how when you showed up at St. John Fisher at a team meeting, Joe Brady asked everyone in the room who's been here before. Half the team put their hands up, and he said, no, none of you have been here for a training camp under me as head coach. So how have you seen that process play out since you named Joe as the new head coach?
I think Joe's done a great job. Joe is humble, full of energy, doesn't act like he invented football, is always constantly learning and growing, but he's got his way. He knows how he wants things run, and I think he's done a great job of learning things from Sean Payton, Ed Orgeron, Sean McDermott, and taking a little bit of everything. And that's his point, is yes, there's been a lot of continuity here, which is great, but at the same time, I don't want it to seem like this is year 10. This is year 1. We're setting a new standard for how we're going to do things and operate going forward. And again, he's not throwing everything that was done in the past. He appreciates what's been done, and he's just going to put his tweaks on it. And he did that starting with how he assembled his coaching staff, which I think has been great. A lot of the guys he brought in kind of match his energy and his intensity. It's a young, youthful staff, and it's been fun to watch these guys teach these young players.
He also brought in the old sage advice too, with John Fox coming in, who's been a head coach for multiple organizations, has a ton of experience both as assistant coordinator and the top. Guys like that really are invaluable to a young head coach.
Gore Jr. with a beautiful move, and he's down at the 1.
Yeah, Foxy is obviously, I was with John for a number of years in Carolina, and 16 years in a row as a head coach tells you all you need to know about the success that he brought. And he learned under, we're playing the Steelers, he learned under Chuck Noll, still quotes Chuck Noll. And so I think he's been a great guy. Joe brings him in his coordinator meetings. He is constantly bouncing things off of John, and John's not overbearing. He's here. Joe, I'm going to offer you ideas. Whatever you do with him is what you do with him, and I think it's been great.
We'll see how we do in the red zone here with Shane Buechele.
Got to get it back to Gore Jr. after that play. Get him the touchdown. Frank Gore Jr.
There we go.
No, not yet. Not yet.
There it
is. It is a touchdown. His second of the preseason. Brandon, really quick before we let you go, you said year 1 for Joe Brady, but also year 1 of this beautiful new stadium. What have been your impressions as Highmark Stadium's open?
This place is unbelievable, and just be blown away.
Bass's extra point is good. Brandon, thank you so much. Good luck getting the roster down, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Great to see you.
Thanks,
Brandon Beane, the Bills general manager, with us in the booth. 14-10 after the Gore Jr. touchdown. Play as Weegin on the return for the Steelers.
This looks like a hold, or it could be an illegal formation, or somebody moved early as well. This looks more like a procedural penalty rather than a competitive penalty. If you get my meaning.
I get it.
You get it.
Illegal formation.
Yeah.
Receiving team, number 40. It's a 5-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
Yeah, that nothing competitive happened there. Somebody was just lined up wrong. And they had a lot of guys up on that. All their guys on the line up on the 35. They don't have to do that. Yeah, this is new. You don't have to have all these guys up on the line, but they did, and then somebody moved early there, number 40. You can't move until the ball is caught. He moved a little early.
Here's Lou Nichols on the carry, and he is spun down. That was Zane Durant, the rookie out of Penn State, coming up to make the play, the 5th rounder this year.
Yeah, Zane Durant is an athlete, a little bit in the lines of Ed Oliver, who is a penetrator and a quick, explosive athlete, a little undersized as a defensive tackle, but there is space for those guys in the NFL when they can get on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Zane Durant is built for that, and on that play he showed why. There's
Ed Oliver cheering on from the sideline, nursing a little bit of an injury, did not travel to Cleveland a week ago, and we have another penalty marker here and a false start against the Steelers.
False start, offense, number 37. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Yeah, well, Zane Durant is in our Pepsi rookie spotlight. Told you he went to Penn State. He was captain last year, 10 career sacks, also had an interception. Not bad for the 6'1", 290-pounder.
Well, he's an athlete. You can do some things with a guy who's an athlete like that. Some defensive linemen, you put him there, stop the run, rush the passer. Some guys can do a little more than that. Durant's one of those.
Howard over the middle, and he's got a man, and that is Max Hurleman, undrafted free agent a year ago out of Notre Dame, able to hang on, and it brings up 3rd down.
Nice quick release there by Aller.
Third down and 2 coming for Jim Leonard's Buffalo defense. Howard gets it out quickly, and he's got a first down on the slant. Good coverage by Kenai Walker.
Kenai Walker was all over it. Great catch by Smith. What a competitive play this is. This is 2 guys who want it. Look at, watches Kenai Walker closes, gets there, and tries to wrench it away. Some of these stuff is easy, like run a quick slant. That's great. You got a guy on your back who snaps too. That's a competitive play. You got to love that. Those 2 guys going at it hard. Great catch by Smith. Well defended by Walker as well. And a penalty here on the next down.
It was a substitution by the offense, which requires us to allow the defense to substitute.
All right, Greg Rolstad has been busy in this first half.
That's not a penalty. They just stopped the play. The Bills did not get allowed to have a substitute come in. The Steelers sent a guy on and then snapped it before the Bills had a chance to retaliate with their own substitution. So instead of a penalty, it was just a whistle. So
first down and 10. And this is Nichols again. And the Bills defense is there. And Brandon Beane and Joe Brady have made it very clear that the Bills have to do a better job of stopping the run. Last year they allowed 5.1 yards per carry. That was 3rd worst in the NFL. Brandon Beane says, look, we have a new defense, 3-4 defense this year, but none of this matters unless we stop the run. It all starts with that.
Yeah, and you've got to hold the line of scrimmage. And they just weren't able to do that enough last year.
Howard play fake, looking deep down the field. Walker's in coverage for Buffalo, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Smith again.
Yeah, Kenai Walker going down the side. Those 2 still competing. Kenai Walker, the thing about it, he's an NFL corner. I know he wasn't drafted, but he's long. He's a great athlete. And I said it last week in Cleveland, these guys have confidence coming out of their pores. I mean, they want to go again. He gave up that slant. He's running with the guy down the sideline again, and he hopes they throw at his guy every play so he can compete for an interception.
And he's competing for a roster spot, undrafted out of Arkansas. On third down, Howard looks one way, now rolls right, directing traffic, pressure's coming, and Howard is shoved down. That was Phidarian Mathis on the sack for Buffalo.
Yeah, Phidarian Mathis is, he's built like a true nose tackle in the NFL. The guy is 6'4", 312, and he's going to run around the horn, but this is why there was nowhere to throw the football. Everybody's covered up. By the time Aller can look down the field, there's just nobody there. He doesn't have time once the guys come open, and Phidarian Mathis staying with it, takes a long way around and finally gets the sack.
Ray Davis is back to return the punt, muff the first one, leading to a turnover. This one from his own 10-yard line. Trying to redeem himself, and he is twisted down at the 22-yard line.
That's a pretty good punt return right there. What you're really trying to do as a returner is just get a first down. He got 12 yards on that return. That's a good punt return.
Macklin goes in motion on 2nd and 10. It's a give to Wheeler, and Wheeler is tripped up, but Landon Roberts has made some plays tonight for the Steelers defense, a guy that did not join Pittsburgh until August 13th.
Yeah, that guy, he's been the heartbeat of the team so far tonight. He's been there a couple of weeks, and he's shown, I use this term a lot, he has been around the block and knows his way around. That guy has found the football a lot tonight.
3rd down and 10. 4:40 to go in the first half.
Pittsburgh showing pressure, and they back out of it.
Buechele gets it out quickly. That's Max Tomczak. And Tomczak, the nephew of former Steelers quarterback Mike Tomczak, comes up just short of a first down. It brings up 4th, and out comes Tommy Doman, the rookie punter.
Yeah, Tomczak didn't have much to do there. He got what he could get. There's 2 defenders waiting on him, and that's a hard thing to get out of. Just quick release. The Steelers showed some pressure, backed out of it. Buechele saw it and took the dump route as they dropped into coverage and left the underneath route uncovered. And that's what defenses do. They give you the short pass and expect and see if you can get it after the catch. In this case, the Steelers rallied to the football.
Weegan back deep to receive the punt from Doman. Good high spiraling kick. Weegan all the way back to his 15-yard line, gets away from Gosnell on special teams, and Weegan is tackled at the 26-yard line. But Doman with a 55-yard punt.
Yeah, it's hard to cover a punt when you come down there like Gosnell did. One of the things you look to do, for me, if you're not going to get there and time it just perfectly so you light the guy up right when he catches it, you got to break down and make him hesitate and deal with your presence in front of him. Don't run past him because you're useless if you do.
Well, we've seen Skylar Bell out there this entire first half for the Buffalo offense. The 4th rounder out of UConn, began at Wisconsin before finishing his collegiate career with the Huskies. He was born in the Bronx and played hockey before fully focusing on football at age 15. And the connection with Jim Leonard, because Leonard was at Wisconsin during the time that Bell was with the Badgers. And for more on that, we send it down to Maddie.
Rookie wide receiver Skylar Bell and defensive coordinator Jim Leonard overlapped at Wisconsin from 2020 to 2021, and the two know each other really well. Bell said he was so excited when he got drafted by Buffalo. He said, Leonard is like a family member to me. We have spent so much time together on the field studying. He said we watch film together, and Leonard said, this guy's like a little brother. I sometimes give him a hard time, and he's doing a great job in camp so far, highly motivated. And Bell, playing in his first preseason game coming off of that groin injury, says, I'm really excited for the opportunity tonight. I'm just trying to show this coaching staff what I'm made of.
This is more than just a guy who knows who the coach is, and they spent time together. And I can't tell you how comforting it would have been for me to have somebody like that.
The quarterback for Pittsburgh, Drew Aller, is expected to play the second half, and Howard is sacked. That's a big-time play by Andre Jones.
Andre Jones, big 6'5", 260. The guy is a real physical player. Comes right off the edge, gets a big sweep off the right tackle there, and man, oh man, that's a big hit. You don't want to see that if you're an offensive coordinator, your quarterback getting hit right in the face by a guy coming off the right side.
He played in 3 games for the Bills a year ago, all in December after he signed after training camp a year ago. And that makes it 3rd down and 12. Howell just staying in the pocket, now gets rid of it, and Keontae Jenkins is right there to bring Travis Homer to the ground. Good play by Keontae Jenkins, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, after having a little bit of a swoon defensively midway through the first quarter and giving up a couple of touchdowns, now the Bills defense seems to be hitting its stride a little bit better. Keontae Jenkins making a nice tackle in the open field there, and they're also shutting down the outside. Allers really having to hang on to the football in the pocket. That resulted in a sack there and also a late throw to a covered receiver.
2-minute warning in Buffalo. A night game in the preseason to get that dry run before the week 2 home opener against Detroit. Here's Hardman on the return from the 20, and he's tripped up. Good play by Deshaun Jameson. Don't forget, coming up halftime, we have Built for Buffalo taking us behind the scenes of the Bison installation and family circle, plus a heartwarming Make-A-Wish story about Bills fan Desmond Aiken. It's all brought to you by Seneca Resorts and Casinos, the official casino of the Buffalo Bills.
In years past, the Bills have been an extremely proficient team at the last 2 minutes of the first half. Of course, Josh Allen is the quarterback usually in those. He is a master at this. We'll see if Joe Brady can help Shane Buechele do the same.
Skylar Bell still in there, catches the ball on the slant, tackled right away at the 30-yard line. Bills have all 3 timeouts and 1:40 on the clock. Bell at the bottom of your screen. Buechele looking over the middle, now comes back to Bell. He's got another catch.
That was a nice catch by Bell there, coming back. Defender all over his back there. It was Danico Slaughter, and Bell did a nice job getting that and securing it before he rolled over on his back.
Longtime Sabres fan with back-to-back catches. He's been a Sabres fan since April. High snap. Buechele gets it and gets rid of it quickly to Zylstra, and he cuts across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, a minute go and counting. Still a lot of time here. They've got 3 timeouts. They're not going to take one of them until probably, hopefully, if they get a big play, they may snap off a timeout here.
Buechele throwing incomplete, intended for Zylstra, and Spears Jennings had the coverage for Pittsburgh. That stops the clock with 45 seconds to play.
Yeah, you see Josh Allen there. He is so good in the last 2 minutes, particularly of the first half. Throughout his career, it has been a characteristic of his, and they've been efficient with the time. They've been efficient with their timeouts, and nobody scores touchdowns like that dude. So that's one of the assets he brings to the table as a quarterback.
3rd down and 6. Buechele's pass is incomplete. It was intended for Quentin Skinner, and on 4th down, Buffalo will punt.
All right, Tommy Doman back out to punt here. This is one where if I'm Jeff Rodgers, special teams coordinator, I tell Tommy Doman to punt this one through the uprights.
Doman awaiting the snap from Reed Ferguson. Good snap. Doman gets it away. High spiraling kick. And a fair catch called at the 10. What a kick by Doman. You know, Brandon Beane told us both of these punters are going to be on week 1 rosters. Someone's going to be on the Bills, whoever wins the job, and the other one is probably going to be picked up in a trade.
Yeah, Wisnowski had the shank earlier in the game. Doman just punted that one just on the money to the 10-yard line, just inside the 10-yard line, on the out-of-bounds line. Just an absolutely outstanding punt.
49-yard boot by the rookie.
And also, not only was it in a great spot, the thing was high in the air, and there was plenty of guys running underneath it to make sure they didn't risk giving up a return. Just an outstanding job on that play.
Pittsburgh with all 3 timeouts. And Howard looking to throw on first down. Into the flat it goes. Flag is down. Pass is caught by Lake McCree. And we'll see what the penalty marker is. This one could be coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 71. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. Replay, first down.
That is on the rookie first-round pick, Max Ihanachor, who's been injured the last couple of weeks. Starting at right tackle, projected to be the starter at right tackle for Pittsburgh.
Andre Jones Jr. Jones got a sack on Ihanachor earlier in the last drive and now draws a holding penalty. So not going well.
First down and 15. Nichols up the middle. And Nichols is taken down on the play. And there's a timeout called with 21 seconds to go.
I believe did Joe Brady call that timeout?
Jalen Kilgore made the tackle. Joe Brady told us his biggest takeaway from the Cleveland game a week ago, as Pittsburgh calls timeout, was the tackling by the cornerbacks. He was really impressed by how these guys who don't really tackle that much during the summer got the Browns receivers and backs to the ground.
Yeah, it was a stark contrast to what we'd seen earlier, and it was one of the things that Jim Leonard, new defensive coordinator, said that was the Achilles heel of the defense that I saw on tape last year for the Buffalo Bills. Their inability to tackle, and particularly wide on the outside. They have made it a point of emphasis in this training camp, and it showed up big time last week in Cleveland.
2nd and 4. Howard in trouble, trying to escape Dana, and he throws this one away. And very close to intentional grounding, but he got it outside the tackle box.
And there was also a guy over there. He threw it right over the top. He has been a menace on the pass rush off the edge.
First 6 years with the Chiefs, won a couple of Super Bowls. Now in his first season with Buffalo, it brings up 3rd down and 4. Pittsburgh will run it. Nichols spinning forward for a first down.
That's going to do it for the half. As the clock's going to run out right now.
So we've hit the half. Pittsburgh 14, Buffalo 10. And on first down, he hands it off to the man who just returned that kick. It's Heidenreich, his 12th carry of the preseason. Pittsburgh carries 4 quarterbacks. Howard, this is Aller, of course Aaron Rodgers, and Mason Rudolph. And there's some talk that they're going to keep all 4, which is very rare.
Well, we just had Brandon Beane up in the booth, and he said you really start to play with the numbers, but if you're going to take 4 quarterbacks, somebody has to go. And that's the harsh reality of it.
Scoreboard saying make some noise. Bills fans respond as Heidenreich gets another carry. He runs right into Fedarian Mathis. Mathis in his 2nd season with the Bills.
Yeah, Mathis coming in car. Watch him. He just holds the line of scrimmage and bang. That's a big dude right there. Mathis 6'4", 312, and athletic. These guys, they've got enough bodies up front to stop the run. If they can play their techniques as Mathis did right there, threw the guard off and just stuck it right in the midsection of the running back, didn't move a muscle. That was awesome.
3rd down and 5. Aller over the middle, and it is caught. Caden Weegan able to
keeping you updated on what's happening in Las Vegas. Kirk Cousins, a couple of field goals on his 2 drives. Fernando Mendoza. Brock Osweiler.
Just a little high, not the way you want to start for the rookie.
Tatum Bethune with the INT for San Francisco. And so the Niners will have the ball deep in Raiders territory. We'll keep you posted on what's happening out in Las Vegas.
Catch for the Steelers.
Pride did enough on that one outside. Once again, we're getting back to the tackling on the edges. Both these quarterbacks want to get the ball out of their hands. You'll see 2 guys come out and block. Receiver just turns around, tries to get there, but And Toriano Pride took on the blocker, got in the way of the receiver long enough for the troops to rally, and they got him on the ground. Short gain.
Second down and 8. Heidenreich takes the handoff, and he is going to come very close to a first down. It was Zane Duran who slowed him down, and they're going to mark him a yard shy. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, Zane Duran did a pretty nice job on that as he held the point of attack, and the Steelers offensive line got into the second level and just gave enough of a crease for Durant to drag the player down rather than get him right at the point of attack. Good run play there by the ball on Jim Leonard. They've got to pick the right guys up front. It's going to start up front with the defensive line. They've got to do a better job of holding the line of scrimmage. You see here in the third quarter, early in the third quarter, snap off a 4-yard run on first down on 3 consecutive first downs, and that's the problem. They had
Aller looking to throw.
Rose on the money. Has his man, Hurleman, getting away from some pressure inside the 20. Nice play and nice run after catch by Max Hurleman. It's a gain of 26 yards to Corey Couch. Defensively makes that play, but not before the Steelers move the chains again.
You see nice play action fake here, buying time, able to get to that 16 to 18 yard out route, making the defender miss, and you get the ball in Hurleman's hand, he can make plays. And he's pushing up the field, realizing, giving the 2-man option at the top of his route. He's able to break out. And Max, he's had 4 catches this preseason.
He came on last year, he had a touchdown reception in one of the preseason games, and he made that practice squad. This is Eli Heidenreich back in the game. Some tough yards there, just about 3 or 4, as the Steelers get closer to the goal line. Up 14-10, a couple of Will Howard touchdown passes. He also threw an interception in that first half to DeMar Hamlin. And that has the Steelers on top.
You see Heidenreich, he wanted to get out there, just slowed down just because of the pressure of the defensive line for the Bills there. Just hesitated just a little bit. He had to start and stop again. And that's where the minimum gain came in.
2nd and 6. Steelers get a first down before the goal line. Miscommunication there. He was looking inside, and it was Anthony Kendall who got his hands on the ball, not the Steeler receiver. And Kendall, he could have had an interception there.
Yeah, you can see a receiver just slowed down just a little bit, and you can see as soon as Drew Aller threw the football, he puts his hands up asking what the receiver is doing by stopping on his route, allowing the defender to get in front of it. Luckily for the Steelers that was not intercepted, but that's when the receiver has to get in front of that defeated
Jacoby Kenny James, who haven't seen a lot of him, and they're getting a lot of guys into this lineup right now. Here's Heidenreich. Heidenreich following Ihanichor, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice run. Ihanichor was out there to lead the way. A 9-yard touchdown for Eli Heidenreich.
Beautiful play design right there. We used to call that flip at 8. What you're trying to do is get your speed from the running back to get a little bit of leverage, outgaining Max Ihanichor out in front. Nice block by Smith to secure the edge, and Ihanichor, he's able to clean it up as he's looking for somebody to hit that big man.
He'll take on more than one, too. He gets downfield, too. He gets to the second level. He has the speed to do it.
He is pushing everyone out the way, and those defenders do not want to get in his way.
Boswell to attempt the point after, which is normally automatic. 11 plays, 68 yards, 6:05. First drive of the second half, engineered by Drew Aller and Eli Heidenreich.
That's a sample.
Did pour the whole can.
No, it was just a sample.
There you go, sample.
Should we sample another one?
Do you need to show us again how to do that?
No, I better not. I got a job to do.
That was really fast. Does the beer horn make it smaller? I
don't want to bore you with the science, Chris. Or Steve, rather. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Apparently
I've only had one. I promise. I've only had one. I've only had one. Believe me.
It's fine. It's fine.
Steve, I can't tell you bore you with the science of this thing. It does go down fairly smooth.
We can see that.
Now, also, you don't have it on, but there's a lid that goes on this, so you can walk around, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Who needs the lid, though?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. Maybe put 2 samples in here.
There you go.
That might do it.
I got to say, you are the best ambassador LeBac have ever asked for.
I don't know.
This is the Bills' answer to the Sabres beer saber. I got to tell you, I don't think.
I think I wear this for the rest of the day now. I don't know what's going on.
Looking at this
Has
thing
to stay on.
and seeing you wear it, and what they could order 3 million of those, and it won't be enough.
You want to hold it again? That's why you wear it on the side.
You got to put it over here, right?
God, I keep calling you Chris. I only had one. I swear to God.
How many? Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, no. Okay.
Let me just say, I'm going to buy one.
Yeah,
I'm going to get one.
Well, that's the one thing that they said, right? Because the beer saber for the Sabres went so quickly. It was such a hot commodity that the powers that be are ordering mass quantities of these things. It's like a satchel. I'm telling you, it's great.
It's the best.
I love the description of it, too, as Bouchel completes this to Frank Gore Jr. A lot of room to run into Pittsburgh territory and down at the 39-yard line. They call it a novelty horn-shaped drinking vessel.
Oh, man.
Built for Bills Mafia.
I forgot that
modeled
part.
after a bison horn and reusable. I mean,
yeah, Pittsburgh drops coverage right here, Mitch. This is a nice run by Gore. At this point, you're just hoping for. You guys are just trying to make a play.
No, I know. I think Frank Gore Jr.'s played outstanding football. I mean, that touchdown drive in general.
Yeah.
He was flirting with it to begin with.
I do want to ask you about the next couple days as a former NFL player, knowing that so many guys that you went through training camp and OTAs with are now not going to be. Just how tough of a 48-hour period is this in the NFL, especially inside the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, even if these are guys who just came in this offseason, right? Like football, much like life, is all about relationships, and they're very intimate. Just maybe the nature of the sport or the time you spend with each other. So today, for the guys in the sideline who aren't playing, this is a celebration to see guys. You know, some of them, this could be the last time they not only put a Bills jersey on, but a jersey on in general. So it's just fun to see guys celebrate, and hopefully when these guys put their heads in the pillow, they put the effort out, they know they put their best foot forward. And yes, it's resume builders for the team, but it's another opportunity to play a great game.
Bills drive continues, and this is Bell off to the races, and he's gone. Skylar Bell, a touchdown, 28 yards out.
Time for another beer.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Well done.
Crack another one open. Yeah,
well done, Skylar Bell.
The DB loses his footing early, and Bell's speed takes him to the corner. You'll see out here a defensive back is going to stumble right there, and it's over. Bell is in the end zone before he can even regain his balance, and that's a nice drive by the Bills offense here in the third quarter.
I think that you know what that means. Every time the Bills have the ball on offense this year, Mitch Morse has to do a Labatt beer horn. It's good luck.
Yeah, don't tune into the post game then.
Yeah.
Well, Mitch, thanks so much. Congrats on this job that you got with the Bills. Pregame, halftime, postgame, Bills Radio Network. We know you're going to crush it. And
I appreciate you
we
guys,
wish you the
man.
best of luck.
God bless you guys.
Great
Thanks for having
seeing
me
you, man.
on.
We'll see you.
Appreciate you.
Mitch Morse can
Steve
do it all.
Tasker. I don't know what, Chris. Get me out of here.
Touchdown Bills. 2 laps is 5K.
2 laps is a 5K, but it's also 17, right? 1.7. There you go.
Pretty famous number right now as we go down to Maddie.
I'm now joined by right tackle
Ian Wheeler, the running back for Buffalo. And Bouchel remains the QB. Play action on first down. Bouchel steps up in the pocket, sidearms it to Wheeler, who takes a big hit by Jacoby Windman. Down in the field, Maddie has a special guest.
I'm now with outside linebacker Michael Hoyt. Michael, you missed most of last season and the offseason.
Off of it, drop back pass off of it, a jet sweep off of it. So kind of the same thing for defenses. I want every time I'm in a position, I have a rush off of it, I have a drop off of it, I have stunts and moves and just down to great punt. And, you know, so I want everything. I never want an offense to be able to know what I'm doing pre-snap, and then they have to figure it out post-snap.
Michael, thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
From 92 to 96, his brothers played quarterback while his father was a recruiting coordinator at the University of Texas. Rodgers had the opportunity to snap for quarterback Drew Brees. That's because his younger brother Johnny battled it out for the job with Brees. Brees won it around football long enough, and you cross paths with a lot of awesome people.
That's incredible, Maddie. What a story there, and certainly what a summer for Drew Brees. And Pete Carmichael, the Bills' offensive coordinator, a big part of the Drew Brees story as well, spending so much time with Drew in New Orleans and Sean Payton.
Yeah. And Pete Carmichael making the trip to Canton for the induction, for Drew Brees' induction just a month or so ago at the beginning of this preseason. And yeah, it seems like a big, huge league, and you got 32 teams scattered all around the country. They play games all over the world now, but it's a small industry, and players and coaches do cross paths both as young collegiate players or high school players and as pros. It's a lot of fun.
Saw Pete Carmichael there as the Bills defense looks at a 3rd down and 2 after a 59-yard punt from Tommy Doman. Aller's pass complete for a 1st down. That's Lance Mason for a 1st down. And you think back to those Saints team year as head coach and Pete's first year with the Bills organization.
Oh, wow, this is a great play here.
Dana makes another play.
Yeah, Dana, who has really shown a lot in this preseason. Last play of the quarter here. Watch Dana right down here at the bottom. He's going to jump out and inside and get there fast enough to not let the running back get space. Great play.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh 21, Buffalo 17 from Highmark Stadium.
Their life, and I took advantage of the moment. Yeah.
As we open up the 4th quarter, 7-time Pro Bowler, 4 and 3 in your Pro Bowl career. Let's go back to this play. I actually tellied this play, my first ever telly.
Yeah, this is a young player. My 3rd year, I went to my first Pro Bowl, and I got a chance to play, and Pittsburgh Steelers fans will appreciate this. One of the guys on the team with me in the AFC squad was Mike Webster. The great center for the 1970s 4-time Super Bowl champions Pittsburgh Steelers. I got to be on the same team with that guy.
That's incredible.
It was a moment, and Steve Largent was in that room with me. So to be able to be as a young player to go to my first Pro Bowl and see truly great human beings, obviously, but seeing guys I had a chance to see as a young, because I was in my mid-20s. 10 years before that, I was in my mid-teens. I was a kid, and to get on the field and play with those guys on the field and in the locker room, what a gift it was in that Pro Bowl. And that's, for me, that's why to see the Pro Bowl go away in that way, it robs other young players of a chance to play on the Pro Bowl team with a Josh Allen or an Aaron Rodgers or one of those guys. Now, certainly, those guys kind of don't show up for the Pro Bowl anymore, which is why it's going away. But nevertheless, for some guys, it really was a gift, and that's one I'll always remember, being on the team with Mike Webster.
3rd down and 4 for Drew Aller and the Steelers. Jones coming off the edge. Aller touch pass deep, looking long, incomplete. Good coverage on the play for Buffalo by DJ Miller, the 1st-year corner out of Kent State.
Doing a good job down the sideline. Tough throw. You see here, both these clubs now, they're getting into these 3rd downs and mediums. They're letting it rip. I don't know if Josh Allen's calling the plays for the Bills, but Aaron Rodgers might be calling it for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those guys, quarterbacks are always calling plays like that when they need that yardage. They don't want to get it short pass, long run.
Fair catch called by Dante Pettis at the 9-yard line, and that's where the Bills offense will go back to work. A 44-yard punt. Bills down by 4.
What are you doing to tap into a new level of your game this year?
Really, to be honest with you, being a better teammate, also just doing the things I need to do to focus on.
Yeah, a missed tackle turns into a touchdown on special teams.
Interesting night on special teams for the Bills. A flag is down on the extra point. Doman has punted 4 times, a 52-yard gross average. Wishnowski 2 punts, a 34-yard average.
Yeah, trying to sort through this. Is on the extra point. Must have had somebody misaligned on the nose.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 72. Pittsburgh has elected to go for 2 from the 1-yard line and retry.
So a penalty on Fedarian Mathis, and now since the ball gets moved to the 1, Pittsburgh will line up and go for 2.
This was a personal foul on Mather. He doesn't seem to know what the problem is. He might have misaligned on the kick, but nevertheless, this is a preseason move, no question. They're going to go for 2 to, see if they can get it. It's obviously with a 10-point lead, 11-11 left. It's one more situation that you want to put your team in.
Exactly. It's another operational thing,
right,
because if this happened in the regular season, very good chance you would try to go for 2. So it's good for both groups, offense and defense, to get in that rhythm of, okay, you got to go back out there, and now there's a 2-point play. We've seen Joe Brady with the play sheet and the headset the entire night. We've been watching to see if Josh Allen is going to call a drive, but it does not appear that so far that has happened. So now the 2-point play. Aller throwing left, and it's caught and then incomplete. Max Hurleman could not hold on. The 2-point conversion no good, and the Bills down by 10 here.
Products that we're serving here, and Chevette's chicken outside. This is my favorite item outside. You got a lot of people coming in. You got a lot of people coming from sort of, again, our mutual friends bring me chicken. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Big hunk of meat right here.
Oh.
Nicholas, I don't know if you have any play-by-play skills in your past, but you're welcome to call the game if you'd like.
I appreciate
Shane
that,
Buechele
guys.
up the middle, does a nice job getting the first down.
This chicken is great.
The chicken's fantastic.
It's my favorite thing in town, I have to say.
I was just at the Erie County Fair. They always have a big, yeah, it's awesome.
And as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, having local foods, like you just discussed, is a huge part of the new stadium.
It's the biggest thing here. We want everyone to walk in this stadium and know they are in Buffalo. We want them to have that authentic experience with, again, the local authentic food, and then us really preparing it for the masses on a high quality level.
Now, when you say prepare it for the masses, how many people actually prepare? Like, what is the staff that you have?
Our staff is pretty large. We have a lot of chefs on board here, and a lot of cooks, and we're all pumping 14 hours a day leading up to these days to make sure you guys have all this food.
Well, I haven't tried the beef on weck yet. I think I should do that.
That's going to be number one.
Yeah.
And again, look at this packaging. They did such a nice job with it.
Wow.
I was in the building 2 days ago. So for a Thursday, it was a Tuesday. Chef people running everywhere. They were in all the concession stands. They were in. I took the wrong elevator. I ended up in a kitchen.
Wow.
What happened, Nicholas?
Big play, big catch, and it's touchdown.
No, not yet. He was down.
Oh, okay.
You could still call the game, as I have a huge beef sandwich. But a great play there by Tom Zach.
Yeah, that's a down. He's down by contact there as he trips on the defender to go down and then makes the catch. Great play there. Buechele throwing it back across his body.
Wow, this Wegmans roll really makes the beef
good.
on weck.
I know. And again, that's what everyone's eating at their house too. It's probably the best thing going.
Wow.
I know.
Are they still playing?
You're still. Yeah, everybody's getting hungry watching us eat. It is absolutely, it's absolutely fantastic. And nobody knows the logistical, an industrial kitchen working at this stadium like it is, and get 3,000 pizzas ready, 3,000 beef on wex ready, all the stuff we had, the chicken paw, the whole thing.
The whole thing. And we didn't even talk about wings or chicken fingers, and that was last week.
Right.
So,
right.
The thousands of pounds we're doing. It's a mass amount. So.
Yeah, and all the crew here, everybody's looking at our food.
They're all waiting. Trust me.
They're waiting for you to leave so they can eat our food. So good to see you. Thanks for coming back in, man.
Steve, really appreciate you having me.
Nicholas,
really
that was amazing.
Yeah,
thank you.
Food is fantastic.
You can just leave all this here if you'd like.
On it. Yeah, 100%. And hope to see you guys another game this year.
That'd be great. And we wish you and your staff all the best, because we know what an undertaking this is. As Skylar Bell is spun down here, and certainly all the hard work that you and your staff put in. We give you a lot of credit. Wish you all the best of this new season.
Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it.
All right, Nicholas Caroli, the executive chef of Highmark Stadium, my all-time favorite booth guest. Yes, you will. Man, that was good.
Yeah,
that pizza was
outstanding
really good.
food.
I mean, everything was, but
yeah. And the menu itself, the items on the menu, really, just like the rest of what they tried to do here in this stadium, is just absolutely all Buffalo all the time.
All right, back to the game. It's 3rd and 9. Buechele looking deep, wide open man. Macklin could not hold on. That was a good defensive play in the end zone by Darryl Porter. And it's 4th down, and the Bills send out the field goal unit. So Tyler Bass comes out to attempt a 42-yard field goal. And Bass is good again out of the hold of Tommy Doman. With 6:17 to go, a 7-point game at Highmark Stadium.
That stuff still stings, and he's right. Well, as you all know, it's Houston with the defense that they field in this era. It is a monster to go down and play in that stadium.
Ticketmaster is the official ticket marketplace of the Buffalo Bills and the NFL. Find tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bills.
Yeah, that guy there, Josh Allen. I started my career in 1985, so 41 years later, that guy is an all-timer. I played with Jim Kelly. Man, I love and respect Jim. Josh is a different dude. Every quarterback brings a special skill set to the table, especially the elite ones. And when you talk about him, it's like it's an art form rather than a science, right? Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback, but he's very different than Josh Allen. Matt Stafford, who was MVP last year, a very different guy than Josh Allen. Pat Mahomes, one of the most productive and successful quarterbacks of all time, still great. Different than Josh Allen. When you talk about this dude, he scores touchdowns like handful.
And Steve, he'll need to throw a lot of touchdowns or run for touchdowns those first 4 weeks, as we just talked about. Such a tough start here.
Counter as a head coach.
3rd down and 4. Pressure coming. Aller gets rid of it, incomplete. DJ Miller, the coverage for Buffalo.
Then you go back to the schedule in week 5. They're out in, it's a high bar.
Steelers going for it on 4th down. It's 4th and 4 with 3:26 to go. Aller escapes the pocket, gets rid of it, incomplete. Jacoby Keeney-James could not hold on, and it's a turnover on downs.
Keeney-James had that in his hands, and it just couldn't get it. The Bills couldn't get the pressure. Watch here. He's going to slide in, and that's a catch you'd love. I also want to give Shane Buechele a chance to win. I want to give him his best opportunity to be successful.
Bills think very highly of Shane Buechele. Joe said he has so much confidence and moxie, and this pass is incomplete, and they all think, Joe Brady, Brandon Beane, and others, that Shane Buechele could be a head coach one day. In fact, Brandon Beane told us he reminds him of Davis Webb, who was here with Buffalo as a backup QB and is now the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, certain guys come through organizations and stand out. Jim Leonard, the defensive coordinator of the Bills, one of those guys. As a defensive back, people pegged him as a great guy, a candidate for a coaching job. And Shane Buechele, Davis Webb also.
Well, he caught his own pass. Now he's going to try to run for it, and he can't turn the corner. As we check in with Maddie.
Even players believe backup quarterback Shane Buechele could be a coach one day. Buechele spent 2024 on the sidelines with a neck injury, and that's when he really discovered the game from a coach's perspective. Spent a lot of time in the film room understanding schemes. You ask Buechele, he says, explosive plays, those are not my favorite. What really gets me going is run game schemes. I could talk about that forever. Now that he's in Joe Brady's system in his 4th year with the Bills, Buechele says how he learns an offense is with his voice memos app. He will call a play as if he was Joe Brady into the phone, then he'll listen back to it as if Brady was calling it for him. He said seeing it from both perspectives really works for me.
And that play works as well, Maddie, as Buechele connects with Dante Pettis for a 1st down.
Yeah, nice in cut right just past the sticks. Watch as he's going to come up just a hair short right here, then spins out and gets the 1st down with the effort. Great conversion by Pettis. Yeah, Buechele it's the kind of guy that Frank Reich was for the Bills during my era. Those backup quarterbacks have to think their way through the game, and that helps them later.